Peace. Welcome to the channel. I am aTone. This is aTone Tarot. What's up, Aries? I'm here to deliver messages from your future, higher, and younger self. All right, we're going to jump up into this message. I hope all is well with you guys. To my new viewers, welcome to the channel. Returning viewers, welcome back. I greatly appreciate you guys. We are going to tap in via the Kipper to find out what your future self would want you to know right now. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This message is for you. What would your future self want you to know right now? I do believe it is your season, Aries. I hope you celebrated it nicely. Let me know. Drop it in the comments what you did, how you chose to celebrate. Did you go to dinner? Did you hang out with family? Did you travel? Give me some ideas. I like to plan in advance. I'm going to pull 5 cards from this Kipper to find out your message. One more card. Well, you got too many. Too many. One more card for my Aries. All right, Aries, let's get up into this message. For your message for your future self. Your future self wants you to know, for those of you out there who are dealing with legal matters, hang in there. Stay close to this thing. With courtship being here, you need to make sure you're reviewing all of the paperwork and the offers being made. Do not just assume that who the deal is with, that they may be fair. And you may see the zeros and think it's quite fair, but reading through some paperwork may even get you that much more, is a message from your future self, Aries, to those of you that this resonates. Again, let me put that out there before I get too far into this message. If it don't apply, let it fly, Aries. Take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, so back to these messages. All right, with adjudication being here, yeah, some of you are dealing with a legal battle or will be, and you're being advised not to cut corners. Make sure you're hiring a lawyer and the appropriate people to review the paperwork, Aries. Do not just go about it too quickly, because there is something in it for you that could be of great wealth to you. For others of you, you may have a significant other who is coming to you, who's going through something like this. You're in a relationship with someone, and he or she whom you're in a relationship, Aries, with has a legal matter that is asking your opinion on how to handle it, how to approach it. Yeah. I'm picking up military for some of you. Yeah, dealing with a military matter, home and family issues. You may be dealing with a court battle with a parent. Some of you, it looks like there's feminine energy advising in the background. Somebody's advising someone. Someone's being advised to get that level of advice. You know where you sit in the storyline, Aries, or you will when this time shows up. So the message here from your future self is make sure you are hiring the appropriate experts to review paperwork on your behalf. Don't cut corners and take it to the end. Don't, half-ass it. I'm going to just say it. Don't half-ass it. Don't cut corners. And make sure you are thoroughly reviewing what is going on and reviewing all your options. available to you. This may involve family. Yeah, I'm picking up on parental figures arguing or going through the courts, I should say, over a legal battle, alimony, something like that. Somebody coming for somebody, alimony. Yeah, maybe you're entitled to alimony that you were unaware of, Aries. So again, your future self wants you to go back, review the paperwork, because there's a couple dollars there for you that you might have missed. Like I said, don't force it if it's not your message. But I am moving on to the message for or from your younger self. You know, we tuck that younger version of us away. The kid, free spirited version of us, it's still there. We just don't tap into that as much because of the amount of responsibility and things that happen just naturally as we grow up. But this message is a reminder from your younger self who you are, what you've endured maybe, and yeah, keep going, Aries. So this is definitely a word of encouragement. I'm going to pull 10 cards from this tarot and see what your younger self wants you to be reminded of, Aries. Remember when things were just so easy? The only choices you had to make were, what do I want for breakfast? You don't realize until you get older, and it's funny, the hangman comes out as I'm saying this, but you don't realize how, until you get older, you know, how good you have it sometimes as a child. And I understand we go through a lot of things in our childhood. It's not always rainbows and butterflies for all of us. However, the amount of responsibility and things that you have to deal with and be responsible for other people definitely begins to grow in such a way that I'm sure some of you, like as they say, hindsight is 2020. If you could go back and do it over, so many things would be different for you, wouldn't it? And wouldn't it be for all of us, Aries? But let's all right, one more card for my Aries collective. And there it is. All right, Aries, you receive the Page of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Two of Swords, the Six of Coins, the Hangman, the Chariot, the Eight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, Justice in reverse, and the Queen of Pentacles. So as it relates to the message from your younger self, it's almost the first card out sets the whole tone of this message, which is an apology. The hindsight is 2020. If I had known this, I would have done so much more for myself, even as a child, for some of you. You know, not rushing to grow up for some of you too fast. You would have slowed down quite a bit. You, with this Seven of Cups, I'm speaking to an Aries collective who was probably often told or complimented, I should say, often as a child, whether it be your looks, intelligence, a gift, whether singing, there was something where you received a lot of attention and it became, I won't say like a drug, but it became a thing where you went and sought out the attention of maybe adults in different ways quicker than you should have. Read between the lines, Aries. Again, if it don't apply, let it fly. I ain't trying to trigger nobody, but you know what I mean. Because I too, we all, from my era at least, when we were younger, we wanted to be older so we could drive, so we could be outside. The street light come on. It was dang. So for some of my Aries, you learned how to maneuver around that by way of the praise, compliments, or whatever the case may be. You advanced as a child quicker than you would have liked now being older. So this Page of Cups is saying to your younger self is saying to you, I should say, Aries, now, if I could do it all over, I would have remained a child for as long as I possibly could have, right? It's for some of you. For others of you, your younger self wants you to know that the decisions that parents made, they're not your fault either, right? Like, I'm picking up on Aries who was young and they had to relocate. Their parents decided to relocate suddenly. And now your friend group changes and something happens where you have to change something out, or your parents change something outside of your control. We got to go where our parents tell us to go. But ultimately, it was for your own betterment, Aries, with this Wheel of Fortune being here. How things wound up, where you wound up growing up, the environment that you were in, even if it was a not so favorable environment with justice being here in reverse, it still helped condition you, make you, grow you into the individual that you are today with this Queen of Pentacles being here. Now, she has the biggest, or one of the biggest coins, because the Ace of Coins is the biggest coin in the tarot. But that coin is pretty husky. You know what I mean? It can take care of quite a few, but the Queen of Pentacles is also very nurturing. She has everything. This is the person you go to their house, they got everything. Tweezers, wipes, sanitizer, they got everything. Batteries, chargers for every type of phone. That's the Queen of Pentacles. They're prepared for everything. And that is ultimately who my Aries are today. So I understand with the Page of Cups being here, you want to apologize for maybe moving a little too quickly out here in these streets with that Chariot being here. However, it did make you into the individual that you are today. And you have smoothed out your edges, Aries, all of what you have endured, the bumps, the changes, the emotional adjustments that you had to make as a child on the fly, even helps you be well-rounded with this Hangman being here. You got to see the world in a different or from a different perspective at a very young age, and it made you very what's the word I'm looking for? Resourceful, Aries. Yes, your younger self says, yes, I apologize. However, without these humble beginnings and the changes that have occurred and the way that things shook out and how you moved and shaped in these streets when you was a youngin', Aries, you are now this I rocks rough and stuff with my Afro puffs adult who can handle damn near anything, as well as being nurturing, soft when you need to be, and dominant and firm in other arenas. You know what to bring to the table and when. I know that's right. Oh man, I didn't do this right. I was supposed to do the tarot for the younger. Duh, I did. I'm tripping. I was about to shut down the whole video, Aries. I'm so into your younger message. That was so lovely. It was a beautiful message, I'll say, from your younger self. Your younger self says basically what you endured, despite having to grow up sooner than you might have wanted to, it has made you and will make you into a beautiful, well-rounded, sufficient individual. So go ahead, Aries. Give yourself a hand clap on that. Anyway, let's find out what your higher self wants you to know. Your higher self is that subconscious self when you're asleep at night, the dreams, or, they say right before you fall asleep completely and go into REM sleep and not all the way there, there's a middle ground. That's your higher self. Genius lives there. We're going to find out from the inner wisdom deck what your higher self needs you to know, just in case when you nod it off, you forgot all about it. All right, let's see what's up, Aries. 5 cards, please, Spirit, to find out what is the message from my Aries higher self. One more card. I don't do cards that fall on the floor, Aries. I'll shuffle it back in to see if it comes out. And if you haven't done so already, please go ahead, smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe for your girl. I would greatly appreciate that, Aries. All right, so your higher self wants you to know that you need to carve out time for yourself. Self-care through meditation will give you direction, Aries. Bright, amazing, $1,000,000 ideas may come to you in these moments. Remember, I was just talking about that time or that space in between when you completely nod all the way off into deep, deep, deep sleep, in which they call REM sleep. You may have an epiphany or eye-opening moment that unlocks something, even in your third eye. For some of you with direction, that's what I got here with this compass. That's what came to me just now with epiphany. Bringing those together is like that middle ground, that middle space. There is a zone of genius for you there. So you might want to keep a journal on your nightstand, Aries, if you wake yourself up or you wake up in the morning and you recall an epiphany, a thought, an innovative approach to something. It may come to you. So be aware, be conscientious, and you may even be able to zero in on it even more clearly through meditation. Taking 5 minutes before you go to sleep to meditate. Yeah. With Bridges being here, that, like I said, that's that go-between place of before you go completely to sleep and you're sitting up, maybe watching TV, reading a book, before you nod off, right? So make sure you're carving out time to meditate, pray, as well as to pour into yourself while awake during the day. Again, this is coming full circle from that younger self message, Aries. Remember, you received that Queen of Pentacles. I told you she has everything. She always has what everybody else needs. Do not forget to pay attention to what you need, Aries. And not just in the sense of having fun or going out, really knowing thyself in and out, creating psychological safety for yourself inside other conversations with other people, right? So when you are loving and taking care of yourself in such a way that resonates from the inside out, and it will begin to create a trickle down effect by way of the people that you interact with. Yeah, they'll begin to mirror that back into you. So even your partnerships will flourish, is what your higher self wants you to know. If you're struggling with why some of your partnerships, relationships are not flourishing, getting off the ground, why people aren't reciprocating, maybe you're arguing with people, having static. I'm picking up on that. Self-care is the root to resolve and remedy that, Aries. Yeah. So that is your message. I hope that it helps. And until next time, peace.